everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be part of our back bending series. We're going to be working a lot with chest openers. Grab a strap if you know that you're super tight through the shoulders. We're going to be working towards the peak pose of Bird of Paradise. If you like these classes, please remember to like and subscribe, and feel free to head over to my Instagram or my blog page for more info on personalized yoga classes, rehab classes, or exercise programs. We're going to start today at the back of the mat in an extended child's pose. So take a couple of nice deep breaths here in your child's pose. Forehead is resting on the mat, hands are extended out in front of you. And start to lengthen the inhales to match the exhales. Directing your breath to fill up the back body. And taking 3 more breaths here just to leave behind anything that's already happened in your day, anything that's yet to come. Dedicating this next hour to yourself, knowing that often chest openers, back bends can bring up a lot of emotions. And we can just breathe through that and work through it as it comes. On your next inhale, start to reach the chest forward, coming onto all fours. We'll take a couple of rounds of cat-cow to warm up through the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly, reaching the chest forward. And then as you exhale, rounding through the spine, drawing the navel up towards the sky. And take 3 more like that at your own pace. Thinking of really bringing the back body towards the front body as you come into your cow belly. And really rounding the space between the shoulder blades towards the sky as you come into cat. Take 1 more in each direction to even yourself out. And then coming to neutral, keeping the hips over the knees. Start to walk the hands forward into the corners of the mat, and then start to sink your chest down towards the floor. If you're super tight into your upper back and shoulders, maybe only your chin or your forehead will hit the mat. If you're more open, you might be able to get the chest to the floor. Wherever you are, think of reaching the hips up and back as you ground down through the hands, actively pressing the floor away. Take 3 more breaths in puppy pose. And then from here, you're just going to walk your hands so that they're shoulder distance apart and start to slide the chest forward, slide the hands forward, and eventually make your way up into seal pose. So if seal pose is not comfortable in your body, you can always bring the elbows back underneath the shoulders for Sphinx pose. Otherwise, extend the hands out in front of you and actively peel the chest away from the floor. Think of lengthening through the lower back so that the extension comes into the upper back. And take 3 more breaths here, pressing through the feet to lift the knees. And then from here, drawing the elbows back underneath the shoulders to come into Sphinx pose. Take an inhale. And then tucking the toes under as you exhale, lift the knees, come into forearm plank. And take a few breaths here, starting to warm up the center of the body. Strongly press through the feet and lift through the thighs to feel the belly engage. Sternum continues to reach forward and the bum is low. And take 2 more breaths here. And then from here, you're going to flip onto the top of the right foot and then the top of the left foot. So now you're in plank on the top of your feet. And then slowly, with control, start to sink the hips and at the same time start to reach the chest through the gateway of the arms, coming back into Sphinx pose. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to reverse the movement, press into the tops of the feet, lift the knees, lift the hips, come back into that variation of forearm plank. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, slowly sink the hips as you reach the chest forward. Inhale in your Sphinx. And then exhale, lift back up, forearm plank variation. One more time, start to sink the hips, reaching the chest through. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Take the hands off to the sides of the mat, tent the fingers, elbows up towards the ceiling. Inhale, peel up, wide arm cobra. Exhale, roll it down. Take 2 more like that, really feeling the upper back muscles working. The neck is relaxed. And on your third one, hold it at the top. Lengthen through the lower back. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, drop the right shoulder towards the floor. Twist to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, other direction. Inhale through center. One more each side. Take an inhale through center. Exhale, roll it down. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders with the knees down. Inhale here. Exhale, press up into plank on the elbow, on the knees. And then come into full plank, lifting the knees up off the mat. Wrists are directly underneath the shoulders, and again, strongly press through the feet to engage the legs and support the lower back. Sternum reaches forward as the tail reaches back. You're not tucking under through the tailbone. You're keeping the natural curves of the spine, but lifting and supporting them with the muscles of the legs, the lower belly and the shoulders. And take 3 more breaths here. And then exhale, take it back into your first downward facing dog. Pedaling out through the feet, maybe waving the hips from side to side, whatever feels good for you. And then bending the knees generously. And just like you did in puppy pose at the start to sink the chest back towards the legs as you reach the hips higher, actively pressing through the arms, lifting the elbows away from the floor. And see if you can get a little bit more length in through the upper spine, in through the ribs. See if your breath comes a little bit easier into the lungs. And then keep that length as you slowly start to straighten the legs, any amount. Take an inhale here. Exhale, drop the knees to hover over the floor. Keep crouched back towards the heels. Inhale, ripple the spine forward to plank. Exhale, bend through the knees, send the hips back, and then send the hips up all the way to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, this time high onto the toes, ripple forward into plank. Bend the knees, send the hips back towards the heels. Knees are hovering over the ground. Inhale, keep the length, send the hips up. And then exhale, ripple forward. And then find your own rhythm here. Sending the hips back, knees to hover, gathering that length in through the spine and the shoulders, and then rippling forward into plank. And take about 3 more. You can always play around with maybe turning the heels to one side and then rolling through the movement, bringing space into different parts of your body. And take 1 more, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, ripple the spine forward. Inhale, flip the right foot so that the top of the foot is on the mat. And then the left foot, so you're in plank on the tops of the feet. Keep strongly pressing the feet into the floor to lift the legs. If you need to drop the knees, that's always an option. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, you're slowly going to start to sink the hips as you actively reach the sternum, chest through the gateway of the arms, coming into upward facing dog. And hold here for 3 breaths. The knees are lifting away from the floor. The shoulder heads are rolling back. And it's as if you've got a string attached to your sternum. Feeling the back body moving to the front body. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to shift into chaturanga on the tops of the feet, bending the elbows, staying close to the body, shoulders higher than the elbows. 2 more breaths. And then exhale, lower it all the way down to the floor. Interlace the hands behind the back, resting on the sacrum. Feet are hips distance apart, actively pressing into the floor. As you inhale, keep the forehead down and just lift the fronts of the shoulders away from the mat. Feel the shoulder blades slide onto the back. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, use your hands to direct your lower back a little bit longer as you send the fists towards the feet. Keep all of this, and on your next exhale, start to peel the chest up. The gaze stays down, don't throw the chin forward. And take 3 more breaths here. One more breath. And then exhale, lower it down. Change the interlace of the fingers, moving one finger over. Inhale, peel the shoulder heads back. Exhale, send the fists back, lengthening through the lower back. And then on your next inhale, peel the chest off, pressing actively through the feet. Noticing if your tendency is to want to throw the head forward or to lift the feet off. Try and use the muscles of the upper back to get that extension, to get that lift. Maybe you can lift the hands off the lower back if the shoulders don't round down towards the floor. 2 more breaths. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders, knees up or down, keep the elbows close, press up to plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards the top of the mat, step, walk or float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Slide the hands up the shins to the knees. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. 2 more like that. Inhale, draw the shoulder heads away from the floor. Exhale to fold. Last one and we'll hold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, send the weight back slightly into the feet. Inhale. Exhale, hands out to capital T. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise all the way up, sweep the hands. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do a couple of sun salutations to get warm. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, right leg steps, knee up or down. Exhale to plank, knees can be down. Hold the breath, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, peel the chest up, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step or walk the right leg forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left leg steps, knee up or down. Exhale to plank. Hold the breath, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step or walk the left leg. Exhale to fold. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. 2 more rounds. Exhale, fold. Inhale, right. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left. Exhale, plank. Hold and lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, raise. Final round. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Hold to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Hold and lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the hands. Inhale, roll the shoulder heads back without puffing the ribs. Keep the rib to hip connection. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, just like you did on your back, think of sending the fists back towards the feet as you start to open up through the chest. So you might be quite open in your upper body, and you might be able to get the chest all the way up towards the sky. If you're a little bit stiffer like me, it's going to feel like you're doing virtually nothing, and that's fine. It's whatever it is in your body. Take one more inhale. You can gaze up if that's comfortable on the neck. And then as you exhale, keep the interlace, slight bend through the knees as you start to fold forward. If it's not comfortable to bring the hands over the head, leave them on the lower back. Maybe you can bring the palms together, keep the shoulder heads reaching away from each other. One more inhale. And then exhale, release the hands. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step the right leg back. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up below lunge. Exhale, interlace behind the back. Inhale, broaden the collarbones. And as you exhale, start to send the fists down the back of that right leg. Once again, opening up through the chest. So while you're here, don't just dump into the hips and the lower back. I really want you to feel the extension coming in through the upper back. It's much harder to bend into the upper back than it is into the lower back. So that's where we want to aim to crack open. 2 more breaths. And then as you exhale, release the interlace, start to straighten through the left leg, coming into a hamstring stretch. adjusting as you need to. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw the left hip back as you start to fold forward. And then inhale, come into a low lunge, lifting the back knee. Exhale, step right foot to meet left. Inhale, keep the hips low, raise the arms up, chair. Exhale, sink a little lower. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, raise the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, interlace the non-dominant way behind the back. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones without puffing the ribs. Exhale, start to send the chest up towards the sky as you lengthen through the lower back, engaging the glutes. Maybe the chin can tilt up towards the sky. And then exhale, gentle bending through the knees. Start to fold forward, hands come overhead. Release the hands, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left leg back. Exhale, drop the knee. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, interlace the non-dominant way behind the back. Inhale, broaden the collarbones. And then exhale, start to send the fists down the back of that left leg. Pulling the right heel towards the back of the room. And gently sending the left knee forward will help you to stabilize through the lower body. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale here, and then as you exhale, release the grip, start to straighten through the right leg, coming into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, lengthen through the chest. Exhale, gently draw the right hip back in line with the left as you fold forward. And then inhale, come back into your low lunge, lift the back knee. Exhale, step forward, keep the knees bent. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sweep the arms behind you, interlace the hands. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. Again, keeping that gentle rib to hip connection. Gentle tucking of the chin to lengthen through the back of the neck. Take 2 more breaths here. And then start to shift the weight onto the left foot. Inhale, draw the right knee in towards you. And then as you exhale, start to tilt it forward into warrior 3. And keep the fists on the lower back to feel the evenness of your pelvis. All 5 toes of the right foot point down. And take 2 more breaths here. And then as you inhale, start to draw the right knee in towards the chest, come all the way up to standing. And then stay with the right knee at the chest or start to extend the right leg out in front of you. Keeping the hands interlaced behind the back, keeping the broadness of the collarbones. If you notice that you're hunching or you're rounding, try and relax through the jaw, relax through the neck. 2 more breaths. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, we're going to go back through warrior 3. Inhale, and then exhale, release the hands down to the floor, coming into a standing split. Pelvis is even. And then release the right foot to meet the left. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, interlace the non-dominant way behind the back. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. And this time as you exhale, keep the hips even, just twist the torso towards the left. Then take a peek down. If the right knee is scooched forward, gently draw it back in line with the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, keeping the hips and the knees even, twist towards the right. Take a peek down, make sure that the knees are still even. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. And then inhale back through center. Start to shift the weight to the right leg. Draw the left knee in towards you, inhale. And then exhale, tilt it forward into warrior three. Keeping the hands on the sacrum, feel the evenness through the hips. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to draw the left knee in towards you as you come up into standing staff, either with the left knee bent in towards the chest or extending the left leg out in front of you. Fists are drawing towards the floor, opening through the shoulders. The shoulders are stacked over the hips. And take an inhale here. And then exhale, start to send the left leg back into warrior three. And take an inhale here. And then exhale, release the hands down, come into standing splits. All 5 toes of that left leg point towards the floor as you strongly extend it behind you. And then left foot meets right. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, step walk, float back to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, open up through the hips, sending the knee towards the ceiling. And gently drawing the right shoulder down in line with the left. Take an inhale here. Exhale, right knee comes towards the left elbow. Inhale, open it up to the sky. Exhale, cross. Inhale, open. One more like that. Exhale to cross. Inhale to open. And then exhale, step the foot up by the thumb. Line yourself up to crescent. Feet hips distance apart. Draw the right hip back. Inhale, raise up crescent. Exhale, take the hands to the hips. Make sure that the pelvis is even. You're not tilted one way or the other. Right hip is underneath the body. Interlace the hands behind you. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. And keep all that stability in through the pelvis as you start to open through the chest. Think of the space between the shoulder blades moving through to the sternum. Strongly lift through the back left leg. Maybe the gaze can come up. Maybe you can get the fists all the way down to the left knee. 2 more breaths. And then as you inhale, start to upright the torso, straighten through the front leg. And then as you exhale, start to tilt the torso over the front leg, maybe bringing the hands up and over the head if that's comfortable for you. The version of extended pyramid pose. Keep the left heel driving towards the floor even though it won't touch. And gently drawing the right hip back and underneath you. Weight through the front right toe. Take 3 more breaths. Inhale here. And then exhale, release the hands, taking it back through a vinyasa or straight to downward dog. And take a couple of breaths in downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, open through the hip, gently drawing the left shoulder back in line with the right. And then exhale, cross left knee, right elbow. Inhale, open it up. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, cross. Inhale, open. And then exhale, step the left hand by the left thumb. Line yourself up for crescent. Feet hips distance apart. Draw the left hip back. Inhale, raise the arms up, crescent. Take the hands to the hips. Get a neutral pelvis, gently lengthening through the lower back. Shoulders over the hips. Interlace the fingers the non-dominant way behind you. Inhale, broaden through the collarbones. Stay here, or as you exhale, start to reach the fist down the back body. Bringing the extension into the upper body. Maybe sinking a little lower into the legs. And if you feel this at all in your lower back, think of gently lengthening the tailbone towards the floor. You might have to come out of the back bend a little bit to get it more into the upper back. That's fine. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, start to upright the torso, straighten through the front leg. Inhale here. And then exhale, start to tilt over the pelvis, gently drawing the left hip back, grounding through the left big toe. And maybe the hands come up and overhead. Strongly send the right heel towards the floor, but it won't touch. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, release the hands to the floor. With or without a vinyasa, make your way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale, step it in between the hands, center the foot, drop the back foot, heel to arch alignment, and then inhale, raise yourself up, warrior two. Sink nice and deep in through the legs, and again, take your hands to the hips, make sure that one hip isn't significantly higher than the other. You might need to gently draw that back hip towards you, and the back hip will rotate slightly forward towards the front of the mat. And then extend the arms out as you twist the shoulders and the ribs towards the long end of the mat. Make sure that the front knee keeps tracking over its ankle. You can see your big toe. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, interlace the hands behind you. Inhale, broaden the collarbones, and then as you exhale, start to fold out over that front leg, coming into a modified side angle. Make sure that that front knee doesn't collapse in over the big toe. Keep the left hip hugging underneath you, and keep lengthening from the crown of the head to the back of the left foot. Take 2 more breaths here. Relax the toes. And then inhale, reverse triangle with a clasp. So straighten through the front leg. Start to open the chest towards the sky. And then as you exhale, this time we're going to come into triangle with a clasp. So the front leg stays straight. You're still tilting out over that front hip. And don't lock the front knee, gentle micro bend. And try and keep even length between both sides of the torso. So you should really feel the strength it takes in your center and your legs to actually keep you in this pose now that you have no arms to assist you. And keep the chest opening broad. You can send the hands away from the lower back if that's comfortable in your body, and you can do it without overarching. 2 more breaths. And then start to bend through the front leg. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Step back to plank. Flip the toes, reverse vinyasa. Inhale, slowly sink the hips as you reach the sternum forward. Upward dog. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, place the foot between the hands. Center the foot, heel to arch alignment, back foot turns in. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink yourself a little deeper. Take the hands to the hips, even off through the pelvis, and then start to turn the shoulders and the hips towards the long end of the mat. Make sure the front knee is not collapsing in, and then start to extend the arms out in front of you. And take a few more breaths here. It's important to set up the lower back and the pelvis, not only for the health of your lower back, but also so it's easier to get that back bend into the upper back without just hinging and dumping into the lower back. Take the hands behind you, interlace the non-dominant way. Inhale, broaden the collarbones, and then exhale, keeping the shoulders facing the long end of the mat. Start to bend over that front leg, making sure it doesn't collapse in towards the big toe. And send the hands towards the back of the mat as you spiral the chest open. Two more breaths. Slowly start to upright yourself. Straighten through the front leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle, opening up through the chest. And then exhale, shoulders face the long end of the mat. Hinge forward over that front hip, keeping equal length through both sides of the torso. Start to come into a modified triangle. Gentle micro bend in through the front leg, and the weight is in through the big toe of that front foot and grounding down through the back foot. And 2 more breaths. Imagine you can lean against the wall, keeping the head in the midline. Inhale, warrior two, bend through the front knee. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, big side body stretch. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step it back to plank. Flip to the tops of the feet. Inhale, slowly sink the hips as you reach the sternum forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Line yourself up for warrior two. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bring the right hand down to the inside of the right foot. You can always use a block, and you might need a strap for this next part. Inhale, reach the left arm tall. Exhale, start to reach the left hand behind you and try and bring the fingers to the inside of the right thigh. Maybe you stay here, and that's great. Otherwise, with or without a strap, you can start to reach the right hand underneath the right leg, clasping for that left hand behind the hip. Wherever wherever you are, keep long through the spine and think of the right rib spiraling to the front of the room and the left foot strongly grounding down. Take 2 more breaths here. So you have the option to stay, option to go to child's pose. Otherwise, look towards the top of the mat. Start to hop the left foot in to meet the right. So now you're in a bound chair. Feel free to stay here, opening the chest towards the left. Otherwise, start to shift the weight to the left foot, come up onto the toes of the right. Stay or start to come up into standing, bringing that right leg with you. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you're able to extend that right leg for bird of paradise. Maybe you use the wall to climb the foot up a little bit higher. I call it using resources, not cheating. Take 1 more breath. And then exhale. You're slowly going to come out the way that you came in. So slowly start to fold forward, planting the right foot and hopping the left foot back into bound side angle. Inhale, everybody releases the arms. Exhale. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten the front leg. And then this time as you exhale, come all the way into triangle, reaching long with that right arm and then bringing it down. And you can stay here in triangle. Think Vashisthasana, arms reaching far apart from each other. You stay here, or you can reach the bottom arm forward, the top arm forward. Take 2 more breaths. And then looking down, start to bend through the right leg. Take the right hand forward and bring yourself up into half moon pose. So the right hand will land underneath the right shoulder. The top leg is strong and keep it relatively towards the midline. The top hip will turn down slightly. And again, think of opening up through the chest, gathering as much distance between the 2 hands as you can, without sending that back bend into the lower back. Stay here or start to bend through the top foot, reaching for the top foot with the left hand and grab a hold. And then if you grab a hold, kicking the foot into the hand, opening up through the chest, the shoulder, the leg, and keeping a micro bend in the standing leg. Shavasana. Two more breaths wherever you're at. You could always have a strap around the foot and the hand here. Inhale, release it long. Exhale, step it back to warrior two with control. Inhale. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Your choice, with or without a vinyasa, to downward dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Line yourself up for warrior two. Inhale, cartwheel it up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot with or without a block. Think of space between the hands, spiraling the left ribs towards the front of the mat as you lengthen through through the spine. Take your strap in your top hand if you need it. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, take that right hand behind you, reaching for the inside of the right thigh, of the left thigh, if that's available to you. Stay here, opening the chest, or start to take the left hand underneath the left leg, reaching back for your strap or for the hand or wrist. And take a few more breaths here, opening up through the chest, lengthening from the crown of the head to the back of the right foot. stay here, or we're moving on. You can stop at any point. Look towards the left foot, pop the right foot in so that you're in a bound chair. Stay here, opening the chest towards the right, or start to shift the weight to the right foot, coming up onto the left toes. Start to take the weight into the right leg, coming up into standing. And then staying here, or maybe extending that left leg for bird of paradise. Trying to keep the chest upright. And slowly bending that leg if it was straightened, and coming out the way that you came in. Slowly folding forward. Placing the foot down. Hopping the right foot back. Inhale, spread the arms apart. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. And then exhale, reach as far forward as you can, coming into full triangle. Staying here, spreading the arms apart, or maybe you reach the right arm long and over. Maybe float the bottom arm. Inhale, take the arms long, and then looking down, start to bend through the front leg. Take the left hand forward, bring yourself up into half moon pose. The left ribs spiral forward, and you're gathering as much length between the two hands as you can. Stay here in half moon pose, extending strongly through the right leg, or start to bend through the right knee, reaching back for the right foot with the right hand. And if you grab a hold of it, kicking the foot strongly into the hand, bringing the back bend into the upper back and a bit into the lower back, opening the chest, opening the shoulder and the hip. Inhale, slowly release. Exhale, with control, step it back to warrior two. Inhale, warrior two. And then exhale, cartwheel the hands down, your choice, with or without a vinyasa, to downward facing dog. And then from here, dropping either one elbow or both elbows at a time to dolphin pose, walking the feet in and sending the chest back towards the thighs, bending the knees as much as you need to. And then slowly bringing the knees down, taking a brief child's pose. So you could come up for a second round of dolphin pose. Otherwise, if headstand is in your practice or Pincha Mayurasana is in your practice, you might decide to take that now. If you need a wall, make your way over to a wall. I'm going to take Pincha Mayurasana at the cupboard. So wherever you are, preparing for your inversion, opposite hand to opposite elbow, and you're either going to clasp and interlace your hands, bringing the crown of the head to the floor, or you're going to keep the forearms parallel. However far you're coming, start by coming into dolphin pose, walking the feet as close to the chest as you can, opening up by sending the chest back to the thighs. If you're coming into headstand, take the head down towards the floor. And if you're coming into pincher, gently gazing in between the forearms. And then wherever you are, making your way with control up into your inversion. If you're coming into headstand, tuck one leg in at a time. And if you can do that in pincher, do that. I'm going to take 5 more breaths here. If you're in Pincha Mayurasana and Scorpion is in your practice, you might choose to take the tops of the feet to the wall, or if you're away from the wall, you might just bring the soles of the feet towards the head. Wherever you are, think of the chest shining forward. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly, with control, making your way back down and taking a child's pose for 5 breaths. Your hands can be extended or down by the sides of your body. And from here, you're just going to slide your way forward onto the belly, taking one more big heart opener. We're going to come into floor bow. So if floor bow doesn't work in your body, Dhanurasana, you can take Shalabhasana, which we're going to do first for both sets. Bring the forehead down to the floor. Inhale, peel the shoulder heads away from the mat. And then as you exhale, keeping the hands and the feet down, just peel the chest off. Take an inhale here, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, float the feet off. Inhale, lengthen from the feet to the ground of the head. And then as you exhale, float the hands off to the height of the hips. And take 2 more breaths here. And then exhale, lower it down. So you could stay with Shalabhasana, or you might take the variation where you interlace the hands behind the back. Otherwise, keeping the feet hips distance, knees hips distance, bend the left knee, grab from the outside of the foot, and then bend the right knee, grabbing around the outside of the foot or ankle. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, pressing the feet into the hands. Start to lift yourself away from the floor. Gaze remains neutral. And you can stay here or take an inhale, and as you exhale, roll yourself over to the left. Keep kicking the feet into the hands. Inhale here. Exhale yourself through center. Inhale here. And then exhale yourself over to the right. Sometimes you need to get a little bit of momentum. It's a really good shoulder stretch. Inhale yourself through center. Take 1 more breath to lift a little higher. And then exhale, release everything down, making a cushion with your hands, rocking the hips from side to side. Take the left arm out to the side, capital T. Take the right hand underneath the shoulder like a cobra arm. Bend the right knee. Inhale, lift the foot towards the sky. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to bring that right foot over towards the left hand. Maybe it reaches, maybe it doesn't. You might be halfway between the floor, or halfway to the floor rather. You might be able to get the sole of the foot to the floor. Wherever you are, I want you to feel an opening through the left shoulder and also a deep back bend for sure. You probably feel it a little bit more in the lower back here. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly release. Extend the right arm out to the right. Take the left hand underneath the shoulder. Bend the left knee. Inhale, lift the knee. And then exhale, take that left foot towards the right hand. twisting over onto the right side body. And then slowly unwinding yourself. Bring the big toes to touch, send the knees wide. Bring yourself back through child's pose. And then keeping the toes touching, the knees wide, start to round the back as if you're coming into cat pose, shifting yourself forward. And then inhale, drop the belly, cow pose, start to send the hips back towards the heels. Exhale, round the spine, draw yourself forward into a cat variation. And then inhale, drop the belly, send the hips back. And just one more like that, neutralizing through the spine. And then from here, you're just going to roll over your feet. And we're going to come into a twist. Send the left leg out in front of you. The right foot is going to be planted on the floor about a fist distance from the inside of your left leg. Take the right hand behind you. Inhale, sweep the left arm up. And then as you exhale, you're either going to hook the elbow to the outside of the knee, or you're just going to hug around the knee. Whatever allows you to get the most length through your spine. Inhales take you taller. Exhales take you a little deeper. Gently draw back through the left hip to even off through the pelvis. You should feel it allows you a bit more of a twist. And slowly release. We'll take Marichyasana C on the other side. So bringing the sole of the left foot about a fist distance from the right. Take the left hand behind you to start. Inhale, sweep that right arm up and long. And then exhale, either hugging the knee or hooking the elbow. Inhale a little taller. Exhale a little deeper. Keeping active through the right leg. And then slowly unwinding yourself. We're going to take a different version of Paschimottanasana today. We've done a lot of back bending, so you don't want to do much deep forward bending straight after that. It can be a little bit of a shock for the spine. So keep a deep bend through the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then exhale, just gently drape yourself over your legs. Keeping the knees fairly bent. You can straighten the legs a little bit if that feels appropriate in your body, but I recommend keeping a little bit of a bend here. And slowly rolling yourself up. We're going to finish in a cross-legged position today. I find this more comfortable after lots of deep back bends, but if you'd like to take a traditional Shavasana, please make your way there now. Wherever you're coming to land, take the palms facing up as a gesture of receiving. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and let it go through the mouth. One more like that. Inhale through the nose. And let it go through the mouth. to feel any tension in your body melting away. Feel your jaw releasing. The space between your eyebrows widening. Your shoulders relaxing. The natural, easy ebb and flow of your breath. Rise and fall of your chest. Feel yourself supported here on the mat. And take time to appreciate this journey that is yoga. The time we take to move through everything that comes up in our life, mental, physical, emotional. Please stay here for as long as you have time for today. Today, as you go forward, may you have energy in your thoughts, and openness in your heart, and kindness in your words. Namaste.